events and issues that touch our lives. Thanks for letting us be part of your morning. Now again, Catholic Chicago.
Good morning and welcome to the Voice of Charity. I'm Phil Zepeda, here with my colleague, Katie Bredemann. Good morning, Katie.
Good morning, Phil.
And we hope your Tuesday is off to an excellent start, everybody. Listening to us on WNDZ 750 AM in Chicago and also watching us on our live stream on YouTube and Facebook at Catholic Chicago, which is the account for the Archdiocese of Chicago. So we're halfway through November now, and at Catholic Charities, that means we're full speed ahead into our Christmas gift programs in Cook and Lake counties. And last year, these programs helped more than 15,000 economically vulnerable people receive gifts, and it's our privilege to carry on this wonderful Catholic Charities tradition again this year.
This week, it's our great pleasure to have with us the two leaders of the Christmas Gift Program in Lake County, Jim Wogan and Sue Fowler. They are incredibly kind, dedicated, and very organized people. And Catholic Charities is so fortunate to have them leading the way again this year with this massive endeavor. Welcome, Jim and Sue.
Welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
We are thrilled to have both of you here with us today. So thanks for getting up early and joining us. Hey, so Jim, let's start with you. Remind our audience about when the Christmas Gift Program started in Lake County and really how you got involved.
Well, Phil, the program started somewhere more than 35 years ago. I could trace it back that far. I got involved about 25 years ago when I just finished my second retirement, and my wife saw an ad in the church bulletin that Catholic Charities needed a volunteer coordinator, and she encouraged me to apply for it. I did. Part of that job was running the Christmas Gift Program, and then I retired from that 14 years later, and Terry Denny, the regional director, asked me to come back and run the program again. So I came back after retirement, and I've been doing it ever since. But been involved with it about 25 years.
It's incredibly amazing. And Jim, I've seen the engine behind this train and what it takes to do this incredibly heavy lift for the Christmas Gift Program. When do you start? Like, are you starting the day after Christmas from the previous year?
Well, you could say that, in that we have an end of the season gathering and kind of critique session to ask ourselves what we could do better, and after that we pretty much hang it up until August.
So August is when you put on the roller skates again and say, let's get to work.
Yeah, that's when Sue and I get together and start doing our plannings. Essentially, the way the program works, it's got three separate, really kind of easily defined sections. The first is in September, we're doing intake. We basically invite the public to come in and apply for the Christmas Gift Program, to fill out a form where they identify their suggestions and sizes and the like, and gift suggestions. That's a massive effort. Usually we sign up about 7,000 to 8,000 people that way. And that's about 80% of what we do. The rest of it comes from other social service agencies in the county. The caseworkers send us their clientele as well. So that's September, and that's pretty clearly defined. Then we spend October and simultaneously, while that's going on in September, we're soliciting donors as well. So we spend October and November matching donors with clients, with participants. That's a long process, and a lot of basically a lot of effort goes into, with a good number of volunteers into making it a good. It's very key to the success of the program.
Absolutely.
And then December we do distribution, That's when we get a warehouse donated, and from that warehouse we distribute the gifts.
And Jim, our live stream is showing photos of your warehouse and how incredibly organized it is. You know, I've had the great fortune of being there myself to take photos last year, and it really is a work of art how you and your team go to such lengths to make sure that anything that people put on their wish list is addressed and done in a very caring way. So it's not just providing gifts; it's providing love as well. You know, can I ask you what some of the challenges are the families are facing that is making it difficult for them to provide Christmas gifts for their loved ones this year?
Well, the most obvious one is inflation. It is pretty much eating up most people's salary, and it's become very hard to provide for your kids with the cost of both food and gas. You know, but prices at the gas pump and the like. And then, of course, there are a lot of newly unemployed people who were employed and have lost their jobs. Those are the primary challenges that the people who come to us are facing.
So, Jim, we're looking at last year's statistics, and around 15,000 gifts were donated and distributed last year. Help us paint a picture of this year. How is it looking so far?
Well, first of all, let me tell you that we don't really – the number of gifts is – determining what that is like trying to nail Jell-O to the wall.
Fair enough.
I mean, some kids are going to get a single gift. Some kids are going to get 5. It'd be impossible for us to really identify. So what we do is we talk in terms of people served. And last year we did about 9,100 people, about 9,100 people. This year we're going to probably get close to being pretty much the same. And that's the way we, and when I say people, they're primarily children and fixed income seniors, and that's about the best we can measure what we do.
And so for our audience's point of view, then you should know that in addition to this significant number, 9,100 individuals in Lake County, we have the celebration of giving in Cook County. These two Christmas gift programs combined is what Catholic Charities is doing for people in need, and it, you know, individually and together, it's quite an awesome endeavor, isn't it, Phil?
Yeah, we constantly say it takes a village. And you look at the Herculean manpower, people power, I should say, behind pulling this off. You know, it's a testament to the work that Jim and Sue do and pulling all these resources together to make such a tremendous impact at Christmas.
And these photos just show how joyful it is, too. People love being there and love being part of Christmas and give the spirit of giving to others. You know, Sue, could we bring you in the conversation? Could you tell us a little bit about how you first got involved with Catholic Charities and the Christmas Gift Program in Lake County?
Well, it's amazingly similar to what Jim did. I retired and was looking to volunteer and ended up being hired as the volunteer coordinator. So then I started recruiting volunteers for Christmas Gift as Jim was running the program. I have since this past February, I retired, and now I am a full-time volunteer for Christmas Gift and helping, you know, being a co-lead with Jim this year. But very similar. Maybe I'll be here 25 years from now.
It's kind of like The Godfather, isn't it? I thought it was up, and they pulled me back in.
You thought you were leaving. No, but in your case, Sue, you were an incredibly, you know, talented volunteer coordinator with Catholic Charities. You even went to the trouble to write a manual to assist other volunteer coordinators. It was extraordinary. You shared it with me, and I was so impressed by the detail and the care that you took to help others within our very large organization. And then now, as you said, you tried to retire in February. Have you had any, you know, opportunity to enjoy retirement at all yet, or did you plunge right back into full speed ahead volunteer work?
Well, as Jim said, we don't really Christmas Gift. We have a couple of meetings in January to get organized and make sure everything's put away and ready for next year. And then we have a nice break until July or August. So my husband and I did go out to California for a couple of months. So we had a nice break.
Good for you. Okay, so let's get back to the process of serving these families. Once you have the list of families that you're going to be assisting with the Christmas Gift Program, what happens next, Sue?
Well, the list of families, of course, is coming from our intake and the caseworkers. And then we, at the same time, have been soliciting donations or donors. We ask the donors to commit to either a number of families, a number of seniors, a number of kids, whatever. And then as those donation requests come in, we match them to families that have been signed up, and we send those wish lists to the individual donors so that the donors are buying specifically for the family, exactly what the kids want.
So getting into the nitty-gritty of this, Sue, what are some of the most popular gifts? What are people looking for?
Well, it varies greatly by age. So our seniors, we've got a lot of seniors that are asking for standard household items, pajamas, coats, very practical things.
Bedding.
Yeah, bedding. When you get down to the kids, they're asking for toys and bikes. Bikes are always popular. The toys change every year. This year we've got a Squishmallow or something like that I hadn't seen before.
Oh, yeah.
Used to be slime. Paw Patrol has been consistent as Barbie has over the years, but
Oh yeah, you're saying brand names that are popular and have been popular in my house.
Well, particularly Barbie this year, right? After the
Barbie.
movie, Sue? I bet.
oh yeah, Barbie's going to be a highlight this year.
Yeah, I bet so. I
Yeah.
bet so.
Well, Katie, you and I offline will have a conversation about who our favorite Paw Patrol member is. We'll talk about that.
You got
later.
it, Phil. You got it.
Sue, in the interaction that you have in your history with the program, what do you see as the most important part of all of your work? Is it finding enough people to donate gifts? Is it the human resource coordination and finding all the volunteers, making sure that everything's packed up? What would you identify as the biggest effort?
It's it really is. It takes all of it. We have to have good information, good wish lists. We need donors and we need volunteers. We usually get about 800 volunteers from between August all the way through December to do all the various tasks. So it's a huge effort across a lot of different things, but I could have volunteers, but if I didn't have the other work being done, the whole program wouldn't work. You need everything. We need the donors. We need the volunteers.
I can't help but think, Sue, that you have a core group of volunteers who watch yours and Jim's dedication to this program and just want to keep coming back and supporting it every year. Am I right that there's a regular group of core folks who keep coming back and keep wanting to do what they can to make sure that the program's a success again this year?
Definitely. We have what we call our hardcore volunteers, which are volunteers who volunteer year after year, and they start with us in September and volunteer all the way through December.
Amazing.
So there's about 60 of them. Then I have other volunteers who come back year after year. We have schools and businesses that love doing this. They come back every year to help us in the distribution center.
Working one shift.
So yeah, usually, a lot of them do one shift, but it's the highlight of their holiday season for a lot of these people. So we've got a nice group, but then every year we get new people.
Which must make it, that much more fun each year, that you get new volunteers who get into the groove and make new friends, and it becomes a very celebratory, process that you guys are meeting new friends along the way too. Makes each year special and fun, huh?
Right, definitely.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to just share with our audience that if anybody is in Lake County and would like to learn more about volunteering, they can call 847-782-4210, and then they could also email cglc@catholiccharities.net. That's for the Lake County Christmas Gift Program. Again, 847-782-4210. And Sue and Jim, we're so delighted that you're with us today. If you please bear with us, we're going to take a break here on the Voice of Charity. And when we come back, we're going to continue our conversation with Jim Wogan and Sue Fowler, the leads of the Christmas Gift Program in Lake County, doing marvelous things for Catholic Charities this year. Please stay tuned.
It will be a special night to remember on Friday, December 1st at Catholic Charities 2023 Spirit of St. Nicholas Ball at the Chicago Hilton. The Spirit of St. Nicholas Ball is one of the most elegant galas of the holiday season in Chicago, and proceeds provide critical funding for our programs and services into the new year. Gather your families, friends, and work colleagues for an extraordinary black tie event to celebrate the Christmas season. Enjoy an opening reception, gourmet meal, and live entertainment courtesy of the Ken Arlen Orchestra, all in support of Catholic Charities. Don't miss this special night for a great cause on Friday, December 1st. To purchase tickets and learn about sponsorships for the Spirit of St. Nicholas Ball, visit CatholicCharities.net or call 312-948-6864. That's 312-948-6864.
I can't imagine myself going into any other school.
Our school fosters growth by being a backbone to our family.
My kids are incredibly well-rounded. I see a lot of kindness in them on a daily basis.
One of the things I think Catholic schools do well is personalize the learning experience. You can hear joy in the classrooms.
I feel that I'm happy that I am in this kind of school.
Our school communities provide students with academic excellence and character education in a supportive and stable learning environment. Come see for yourself. Visit artchicago.org/findaschool.
Catholic Charities Family Self-Sufficiency Program has assisted thousands of single parents who are working to become more self-sufficient through education and employment opportunities. Our experienced case managers accompany participants for up to 5 years on their journey to identify, address, and break down barriers to improving their quality of life and achieving meaningful goals for themselves and for their families. Professional, compassionate assistance is offered in a safe and trusting environment as participants develop the skills needed to become financially stable and able to support themselves. Every achievement starts with a decision to try. To learn more about Catholic Charities Family Self-Sufficiency Program, call 847-782-4233 or visit CatholicCharities.net.
Welcome back to the Voice of Charity. I am Phil Zepeda, joined as always by Katie Bredemann. We are talking with the amazing Jim Wogan and Sue Fowler of the Christmas Gift Program up in Lake County for Catholic Charities. Jim, let me continue with you. Each year it seems that families, parishes, corporations go above and beyond to be generous supporters of the Christmas Gift Program. Can you share a few stories that are happening again this year and what you're seeing?
And Phil, before I do, though, I'd like to just interject something. We appreciate Katie making the pitch for us for volunteers, and that's very important to us. But I also should tell you, we got about 8,500 people currently matched with donors. We still have about 300 plus that we need to come up with donors for, too. So if you're interested, those same numbers apply, same addresses apply. But if you're interested in sponsoring a person or a family or getting your group together to take a bunch of families, we can help you.
And, I'll remind people, Jim, of that phone number, 847-782-4210, or send an email to cglc@catholiccharities.net. But, yeah, it does take a village. No, certainly, Jim. And so talk to us about the corporate support or the community support you're seeing from parish or local businesses.
Well, actually, when you asked me about a touching story of generous donors, the first thing that came to mind, a guy, his name is Elliot. He's an attorney, and every year he takes on his own about 150 people to support for the Christmas Gift Program.
Wow.
And he passes those around to the people he meets in the course of his business day. If you're a judge hearing a case that he's prosecuting or defending, you're probably going to walk away with an assignment to pick up.
I love it.
Everyone he encounters. This morning I just got a request for 25 more. He starts saying he needs 50 people and hopes he can cover them. And by the time he's done, it's 150 to 200.
Wow.
In fact, the 25 he asked me for this morning will get him to 200.
Well, again, we always say it. We've already said it in this show. It really takes a village. Jim, on that same concept, instead of for donors, talk about the teamwork that you see on your own volunteer squad and the help from the staff. There's got to be great coordination, obviously, between what's happening in Lake County and Cook County, both operating distinct gift programs, but obviously the partnership is very strong, and it takes this entire village of coordinated individuals to make this come off. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, I'll give you an example. Last year, as we round down our program, we found ourselves with, as we normally do, a lot of gifts to pack up and save till next year, stuff that wasn't claimed or that was beyond our need. But we also heard that they still had several days to go in Chicago, and that they were short gifts. So they sent up a truck. We packed the truck full of gifts and sent it on its way. And of course, we're completely confident that we could, if we were in the same situation, they would do the same for us. And of course, we get great support from the staff. Connections with the press are important. Getting the word out, all very important stuff as well.
It is tremendous. You've got the Christmas Gift Program up in Lake County, the celebration of giving down in Lake County. And for more information on that program, you can also go to CatholicCharities.net to find out more about that. Jim, anybody to give a shout out to? We know the Catholic Charities Women's Club of the Lake County Services is bringing lunches in a few weeks, but who do you want to give an attaboy or attagirl to for helping you guys out?
Well, we get our donors from really four distinct sources. One of them, the largest, is parishes, the churches. They'll take hundreds of names, spread them out among the congregation, collect the gifts, and bring them to us. We also have high schools. Stevenson High School taking 300 families this year.
Oh, wonderful. Wow. Wonderful.
And we have other schools as well. Businesses, Aon and Alight and AbbVie and Abbott, very, very helpful as well. There are many corporate partners in this as well. And then, of course, the other source being one-on-ones, a family that wants a family and contacts us. So that's where we get our donors, and we got some just incredibly, people have been with us forever.
That's
just
amazing.
It's part of their lives.
Incredibly inspiring to hear about, and Sue, I'm wondering if you could go to that next level and talk to us about how people go above and beyond. You might give them a wish list of a family that has 3 children, and these are their ages, and this is the kind of toy they'd like. But people routinely go above and beyond that to add many household items that they know would be welcome. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah,